What's up, guys? This is Brian again, and I'm here to review Steve Jobs. I'm gonna review every 2015 movie I own, up until The Revenant comes out on Blu-ray, which is like April 19th. I'll review that one, and then I should be done by that point. I plan on reviewing any 2015 movie I've not yet covered that I plan on buying, unless it's like a foreign movie like Son of Saul that's gonna take a while for a Blu-ray, and maybe I'll have to order that one. That'll be like an exception or two, and if I miss a movie, eventually I'll cover it over a year from now or whatever. I talk about old movies, new movies, but I want to try to get to most of them. So I have a pile of Blu-rays back here. And I got some pickups, so at the end of this video, I will talk about what I bought and go into detail from there. So, the movie Steve Jobs. Now, this is a very well done movie. I'll say that right off the bat. If you're on the fence about getting this, well, hopefully this will help you. I really dug the movie. I really liked it, but you have to be into dialogue. There is no action. There is no chasing. There's no deep plot. The movie's very emotional, but only because of the things that Steve does, and they're usually because of him, like the way he treats his ex-wife and his daughter, the way he's kind of just a douche to people. He's a real bad guy, but at the same time, I really did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed the performance by Michael Fassbender, who was nominated. Obviously Leo, I wanted to win. I wanted him to win. I've wanted him to win for every nomination, just about, except for Gangs of New York. I felt like that was nothing he had to have, but he was great in every other role he's been in. And I mean that, other than like Critters 3 and The Beach and Romeo and Juliet, but he's got some great ones. But yeah, this is a Danny Boyle film. He did Slumdog Millionaire. He's done Trainspotting. He's done just a lot of movies. I can't remember them all, but he's done just a lot. Shallow Grave, which I still need to watch. And this movie is dialogue heavy. It is dialogue heavy. That is the meat and potatoes of this movie. It's the dialogue. That's the way to go. And the performances. Again, there's not a lot of violence. There's nothing like that in this movie. This movie is very good, though. I really enjoyed watching it. The movie follows three time periods in Steve's life: 1984, 1988, and 1990-something. I don't know whether it was 2 or 98 or something. I think it was in 98 was the last year, so 10 years from 1988. And the cameras used in each time period are different cameras, which are really cool, because you can see the quality slowly go up, which is weird, but smart. It's a really enjoyable movie, and it's really shocking how smart this guy was, even though he was just a horrible guy, kind of. And this is not, exactly the truth, so it's kind of like made up and kind of real. But I believe this is probably the most believable movie we've had of him. Jobs was just Ashton Kutcher, I got nothing against you, but not that great of a movie. This is actually a good movie. I'd recommend it. Again, performances are solid by all people. It's really enjoyable. My only conflict with this movie is that the ending of this movie, tried to make Steve Jobs look more. They kind of humanized him at the end there. They kind of made him look like, oh, this guy isn't as bad as everyone thinks, even though he does look like a real bad guy throughout the whole movie, and they addressed that. But I still thought it was great and interesting. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's not the most exciting film, but it's really good dialogue-wise. It's a film that I've already seen twice now since I got it 3 weeks ago on Blu-ray. So yeah, if you're one of those people like me that, you like picking up all the new releases that are somewhat rated good, I'd highly recommend Steve Jobs. It's a pretty good movie. And Michael Fassbender, he's He's becoming a great actor. In fact, today Macbeth got released, and I think I'll check that one out because he's in it. So this is just one of the few films I have to review before, from 2015. Really quickly before I go over my pickups, I've got a bunch of films I need to review. So I got 99 Homes from this year. If I keep going, I have Bridge of Spies, I'd forget if I reviewed The Martian, but I got Bridge of Spies, maybe The Martian, Sicario, Room, Creed, Spotlight, Trumbo. I got more releases. I got Mad Max, and I got Spy back there, and I got some other releases. But let's get into the pickups. Let's tell you what I bought and what I got. So I could not pass up on this. This is the Zombieland Steelbook or Digipack, not Digipack, Metal Pack. It was called a Steelbook, but I think when it has like the rings on the side, like the hinges on the side, it's considered a Metal Pack. Now this was like $13 and it's at Best Buy, but I couldn't pass up on it because even though this was one of those movies I love, I've seen it quite a few times, like 7, 8 times since I've seen it. And it's one of those movies that just really, really, once I watched it, I couldn't stop laughing. When I first watched this, I felt like I was a little too young to get it. It was the way they did the comedy, I wasn't really a fan of it when I first watched it, but it's really smart and really well done and probably one of the best out there. I would compare this in the same category as a Kick-Ass or a, Shaun of the Dead, Kingsman. It's kind of like, it's comedy, but, violent. So, it's done really well. It has no inside artwork, by the way, just the disc. But yeah, that's Zombieland. Great movie. If you have never seen this, you need to check it out. I know what you're saying. I don't own this yet. I've owned The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises over here forever, and I got these pretty quickly because these are two movies I watch them all the time. But this one I've seen a lot, so I wasn't in a giant hurry to get it. But I just had to. One day I had some spare cash. I'm like, you know what? I need to complete this already. I really like this film. I know I'm going to watch it again at some point, and it'll look good on the shelf, So I bought Batman Begins, my least favorite out of the trilogy, but I still think it's a great movie. A lot of people consider this one the best. I personally think they only say that because of the, Batman and Robin that we last had. But regardless, then I picked up, after I got Room and Creed, that a couple days later, I picked up The Danish Girl, and I just watched this. I watched this, just got finished with it, in fact, and I'll have a review out for this. I haven't seen The Theory of Everything yet, but I do own it, so I do want to watch that, because Eddie Redmayne, he's a good actor. Now that we've seen him, I feel like he's playing Stephen Hawking, so that's another kind of tragic film. But we've seen this guy as kind of like the emotional, scarred person. I feel like, that's this movie. He's very, confused and, he goes through something traumatically tragic, and that's what's going to be in The Theory of Everything, too. I want to see this guy play a really, different role. I want to see a complete 180 flip and see this guy as a macho dude or something, because that's how you got a good actor, when they can play two sides of the coin. So he was very good in this movie. I can't, I'll definitely say some pretty good things, but I do have a couple problems with it, not to mess with the actual message behind the movie, but just to say what I thought could have been done better about it. And both performances were great, and I get why they were both nominated, and I get why she won for supporting actress Alicia Vikander. They both were pretty good. So next up, I got into these. My friend recommended them. He's been watching them, and so I picked them up. they're the animated DC films, and I started with a couple of them. Because of Batman v Superman coming out, they're selling them at Best Buy for like a sale price, so I bought Doomsday thinking this would follow the death of Superman Doomsday. And it turns out it doesn't, I don't think. I haven't finished it or whatever, but I've been told it doesn't follow the actual death of Superman comic, which is a shame, because I read that a lot as a kid. Next, I also got the Dark Knight Returns, which is considered the best one for a lot of people. It was very good. It was interesting, but weird. There were a lot of weird things that happened in these animated films. They're good, but there's a lot of weird crap that happens. Like there's a scene where Joker gets like a bat rain, like these things that Batman throws. They're like his version of ninja stars, and one of them hits Joker right in the eye, and he doesn't even react to it. He doesn't laugh, he doesn't cry, he doesn't like go ow. He just keeps on walking. I found it weird. He doesn't die, by that. But it was good. I have a couple confusions about it, but I believe the overall plot made sense to me and was done well. But yeah, I something I definitely will have to review one day. And then I got Under the Red Hood. Probably my favorite. Like, it was the shortest, but I thought it had such a powerful message behind it. So, I can't wait for Killing Joke 2. And then my last pickup is Legend. I really wanted to see this. Regardless of what the people are saying about it, I want to watch it for myself. I have personally really enjoyed the gangster genre, and regardless, I heard this is worth watching alone because of Hardy's performance. And this man, I mean, he's one of the best out there today. He's been in Mad Max this year, he's been in The Revenant this year, and now he's in Legend. And he could have been in anything else that I'm missing. But really, really strong pickups, I think. Pretty good stack. And really quickly, if I can mention it, this upcoming Tuesday, not this Tuesday because it's already passed, we got The Big Short. I'm going to definitely pick that one up. And then this Friday, I'm going to try to pick up Brooklyn and Carol just to, keep up with the releases. And that'll be it for a while until The Hateful Eight comes out, 29th. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good day.